want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Beat in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then taste it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Takes a thing to see. Just like the wind.
Oh my God, it is colder than a snowman's cock outside. But I'll tell you what, it is about to get hot and sizzling up in here because, ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to a very special edition Thursday stream because we turning up on a Thursday. It is the holiday season, and I am, of course, a very giving man. So this is the third dose of DJ Shizzle Dizzle that you're going to be getting this week. You already had the ISPW vlog. You already had the greatest Christmas cover that you have ever fucking heard. And now you get the rundown for WWE Saturday Night's Main Event 2024, which, of course, is streaming live this Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC. And the Peacock, that is. Get your mind out of the gutter, you absolute delinquents. Swear to God, I constantly need to remind you all. It's Peacock. All right, you fucking savages? As, of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy, and the operator of the Best Damn X, formerly known as Twitter, handle known to mankind. As you already know, it is the rundown for Saturday night's main event, and it seems like they will be monthly specials. The next one is actually taking place on January 25th, so it seems as though what is old is new again in the WWE. And I can see we already got some people filing in. How you doing, James Punaseca? How you doing, Dee? As you can see, I am not alone. If I do sound like I'm getting over a cold, it's because I am. I caught a cold at the ISPW show that I went to. Monday was the worst day. Thankfully, I am on the road to recovery. Hopefully by Saturday, I should be back to my usual self. I just need to clear my throat every now and then. But as you can see, I am not alone. Back with me here to help me preview and predict Saturday night's main event. He is a very loyal DJ Storms Posse member. He's coming to us from Portland, Oregon. Good friend of mine. He's been on the channel numerous amounts of times. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome back to the channel, Mr. HooliGrim. HooliGrim, how you doing, brother?
Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for having me back on the channel.
I see you're stealing my gimmick with the sunglasses, but
it's
the holiday season, so I'm in a giving mood, so you can have the gimmick just for this night alone.
There's just I've been under the weather, so my eyes are not normal, so I had to kind of mask that a bit.
Fair game, fair game. Listen, as long as your brain is on, because we're going to be talking some professional wrestling as per usual on this channel, slowly starting to ease back into the streaming schedule for me. I'll let you guys know what is up. By the way, I'm still in the works of locking down the location for my second show, hopefully in May. I got a few locations in mind, but I'm not going to reveal all my cards just yet. Saturday night's main event. I have been very, very adamant, and we'll just like go over the preliminary shit here, and then I'm going to hand it back over to you, and you can tell everyone where you guys can follow him on social media. But I've been very, very outspoken regarding the professional wrestling season, especially in the fall of 2024. I don't know what the fuck happened. And to this day, I'm still pissed off at both companies. Again, it's not just one. It's not just one or the other. It's both companies. I call out both of them when I see fit. WWE and AEW from September to November, that 3-month period, I mean, holy shit. The products on both sides of the fences, they were not up to code. They were not up to code. They were very, very lackluster. It felt like both companies were just coasting. AEW felt more disorganized than ever. And then WWE, I mean, they just completely threw in the towel because, hey, we got the Netflix deal starting up in January. So you know what? Why do we even need to put any effort into our product all fall season? Fall season is usually the down period for WWE anyway. But I was actually expecting a little bit more because last year's fall season for WWE was actually pretty decent. Regardless of that, I said that both companies severely lacking, and it's clear as day that the fall season for both WWE and AEW was probably one of the most dullest times that we've seen in the world of professional wrestling, especially in the mainstream area. But December has actually been pretty decent across the board. WWE specifically as well, coming out of Survivor Series, which was a good show, could have been a lot better. It was definitely the lackluster shows leading up to that pay-per-view that really put a damper on certain things. And Vancouver, British Columbia wasn't as hot as they really should have been. But Saturday night's main event, looking like a decent card. We got 5 big matches going down. And it seems as though this match, I'm actually more excited for this show than I was for the last 2 WWE PLEs. I'm more excited than I was for Crown Jewel and for Survivor Series War Games. Bad Blood I was excited for, but the build for Bad Blood, it was kind of all over the place. Still, I was excited for Bad Blood, but Bad Blood was decent. Survivor Series War Games was decent. Crown Jewel was absolutely fucking boring as shit. This card looks great, and I'm hoping that Long Island brings the energy. But let me hand it over to you. Tell us what you think of this overall card, what you think of everything going into it, and where can everyone find you on social media?
Everyone can find me at, I guess we call it X now. I refuse to call it by its stripper name. It's Twitter to me, always. But I was thinking the other day, because, you know, it's Elon's gig now. Maybe X stands for because he's Generation X. I don't know. Maybe and since, you know, I'm a Gen Xer too, I was like, if that's the reason why it's called X, I might be able to get behind it. But no, it'll still always be Twitter to me. But right there is where you can find me on X. And the card, I feel like, you know, there's been a lot of WWE praise as of late. Depending on who you are, you might say overly so or justifiably so, but I feel like WWE is we kind of knew from January, from Royal Rumble, how things were going to kind of go to get to where we are now for Saturday night's main event. We knew the show was coming at the end of the year. We kind of were able to roadmap early on how things were going to kind of play out. And for the most part, they have. So that being said, I've been looking forward to this show for at least since WrestleMania. Can't wait for Saturday night, for real.
Well, as far as the WWE praise goes, listen, for the summer period was great for them. The summer period was great for them. And listen, you could praise them all for being financially hot, but I don't give a fuck about what their finances are. I don't give a fuck how many tickets they sell. I don't give a fuck what their ratings are. I care about what is going on when the camera is on between 8 and 10, or when we hit January, it's going to be 8 to 11 again, which I can't fucking stand, on a Monday. And then on Fridays between 8 to 10 for SmackDown. That is the only thing that I care about. And when it comes down to the fall season, the WWE is very lackluster. There's been some good things. But I'm very, very happy that they seem to have course corrected, because December is usually a flat month too, but they seem to have course corrected, and we got a decent card going into Saturday night's main event. People, if you haven't already done so, you can follow me on social media at HistoryMakerDJS on X and Instagram. You can also add me on my personal Facebook for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. You can like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook. All those links are in the description. You can also donate to my Venmo. My Venmo is DJ Storms. My Cash App is the DJ Storms. You can also check me out on Rumble. We're live on Rumble right now, looking to build a nice, solid fan base over there. Hit the like button if you haven't already done so, and share the stream out on all platforms of social media, whether it be X, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, Kick, whatever social media platforms that you may be using, so that way you will be able to get the word out and everyone can get their dose of DJ Storms. Why? Because it is a known fact that I make people's lives better. I didn't make the rules. Yes, I did. Also, in addition to that, please make sure you get your DJ Storms merch in time for Christmas. I know a lot of people got their DJ Storms merch. They got their wristbands, they got their t-shirts, and of course the greatest piece of merch that you will ever own, the DJ Storms Switchblade comb. And just like me, you could be so good. I don't think anyone's seen that one in a while. I'm sure a lot of people have been waiting for me to pull out that one. You could be scrumptious. You could be tasty. Just like everyone wants a piece of the Stormsmeister, everybody's going to want a piece of you. Anyway.
You make the rules, and I'll break them.
Listen, D-Generation H, okay? Listen. This is my show. You abide by my fucking rules. Anyway.
I do.
We have a card to go over. Okay.
So you keep having me back.
Yeah, maybe. No.
I toed the line.
Yeah, you told the line just a little bit. It's the holiday season, so I'm a little bit more giving. Women's United States Championship Tournament Finals. It's either going to be Bayley or Chelsea Green versus Meechin or Tiffany Stratton. Now, I don't know who's going to win. I have a theory of who's going to win, but I actually have my own predictions for this. I actually want to hear your dissection of this first. So it's either going to be Bayley or Chelsea Green taking on Meechin or Tiffany Stratton. Who's winning the semifinals? Who's going to be in the finals at Saturday night's main event?
I'm kind of on the Chelsea Green wagon, to be honest with you. I feel like she had a rough go of it in NXT. I believe at one point she was let go and then brought back, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when she got brought back, she was kind of thrust to the main roster a little prematurely, in my opinion. Somehow, through a lot of chaos and turmoil, especially the last couple of years in WWE leading up until the exit of Vince McMahon, somehow she made it through the rain. And I'm trying to think about the future, and like if they're going to bring these new titles into the company, yeah, you could give it to a legend, you could give it to a long tenured veteran. I should have said veteran. I didn't mean legend. Sorry, I misspoke.
Well, Bayley is a legend, to be fair.
I just feel like for the last 10 years we've gotten so much of the 4 horsewomen.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte's had countless title reigns. Say that fucking
whatever
name. You think of them. Sasha Banks. We've had an overabundance of Nia Jax, of Becky Lynch, of I'm not going to say Bayley. I feel like Bayley's actually very underutilized and underappreciated. But that being said, what I've seen of her recently, I just feel like I need something fresh, something new. You know what I mean? And one of these girls, whether it's Chelsea Green, Meechin, I think WWE, we already see the writing on the wall for Tiffany Stratton. So I don't think that I don't see her winning United States Championship, although, she could. WWE likes to have let's put as much jewelry on a person as we can. So I could see her walking around with the little purse, briefcase, and the title over the other shoulder. I mean, but I say give it to Chelsea Green, man. She's gotten she's gotten this gimmick that I hated at the beginning. I mean, and I'm not advocating that I'm the biggest Chelsea Green fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I need something new, and she seems to be getting over with the crowd. So even if I'm not a big fan of somebody, if they come out and I hear a big reaction from them, it's going to make me look up and check out my TV screen and see what all the commotion's about. So give it to the girl. She deserves it.
You know what was the biggest problem about Chelsea Green for the longest time? The problem with Chelsea Green is that she was too much gimmick and not enough wrestler. That was the problem. And I'll tell you this.
Too many backstage overacting segments.
The turning point, and me and my uncle, I got my uncle into wrestling full time now, and he pays very close attention, especially when Chelsea Green's on the channel. And he has done a complete 180 on Chelsea Green, as have I. And the main reason, what he said in the beginning was, she's trying to take up too much television time. She always feels like she needs to do something when the camera's on her. And I said that she needed to find that healthy median of wrestler and gimmick. And then after Money in the Bank, when she took that huge fucking bump, I don't know what it was, but it's almost like
it knocked some sense into her.
Yeah, it knocked some sense into her. It legitimately did. It knocked some sense into her. And now we're starting to see more of her as a wrestler, and she's not overdoing it from a gimmick standpoint. So she found that nice, healthy median. And now I'm starting to pay attention to her more. And I'm like, you see, that's what she needed. She needed to tone down the gimmick, turn up the wrestler. And that's exactly what we got. So I think that Chelsea Green and Michin are going to make it into the finals. And if I'm booking this, we're Chelsea Green across the board here. The one thing that I'm going to say about this, and there's not enough people talking about this. There's really not. I have no problem with giving more opportunity to the women. I don't. However, when you got a women's world champion, a WWE champion, and women's tag team champions, and for the majority of the year, none of those championships have felt important. And now you're trying to bring in a women's intercontinental championship.
Oh, I'm with you, bro.
United States championship. And again, I don't even have to go over the specifics, but I'm going to anyway.
Before you went live, I was thinking to myself before I jumped on with you, like what we're going to talk about. And I specifically, as I'm pulling up my little graphics, one was a picture of Io Sky and Liv Morgan, and that got me thinking about the women. And I'm like, are we really about to flood the scene with 2 more titles for these women? I know Raw and SmackDown are about to go to 3 hours, in the new year, but my good Lord, I hope this all goes well.
See, that's the problem. It's like, I have no problem adding more championships, but why don't
no, because then the women have something to actually fight for instead of because a lot of the times, I'm not going to lie, we get a bunch of women's matches with a bunch of crazy antics, and it's like, it all ends up being for naught because there's...
Well, dude, these women do have something to fight for. It's called the Women's World Championship and the WWE Women's Championship. You want to know what the problem is? The problem is that WWE...
Titles.
What?
The women's tag team titles.
No. The women's tag team titles don't mean dick. Those titles should have been burnt a long time ago.
That's what I'm saying is the problem.
Yeah, you're right. That is the problem. And you know what else is the problem? And it's the fact that WWE, they don't build up new challengers. I want you to listen to this fact right here. Just listen. Nia Jax and Mariah May both won their championships within the same month. Nia has held it a few weeks longer than Mariah. Mariah has defended the championship twice as much as Nia. Nia has defended it 3 times. Mariah's defended just beat Mina Shirakawa. That was her 6th defense. I am sorry.
It didn't feel like 6 times.
It was 6 times. It was. I know all the times she defended.
Still not enough, in my opinion.
I mean, from August to December, 6 times, that's actually a decent amount.
Once a month, if that?
No, like actually twice
August,
a month.
September, October, November, December. It's 6 times in 5 months. Yeah.
No, it's actually 6 times in 4 months. She won it on August 25th. So she's coming up on 4 months. But either way, you got Nia Jax, who never defends her fucking championship. You got Liv Morgan, Dude, Liv Morgan has held her championship since May, and this is her.
They've been stalling. They started stalling with that during the WrestleMania build when Rhea got injured and whatnot.
Listen,
They've been
coming out of
dragging with that, but
SummerSlam,
we'll talk about that.
coming
I'm
out
sure.
of SummerSlam and coming out of Bash in Berlin, that feud was still hot. But
Mhm.
after Bad Blood, I'm like, all right, this shit needs to just fucking end. Like, how many times do we need to see Liv versus Rhea? And then there's a bunch of fucking retards out there that want to tout long-term storytelling. This ain't long-term storytelling. This is WWE being lazy and not building up any new fresh faces to fight their women's world champions. You have a division on Raw and on SmackDown flourishing with women where you can build up 4, 5, 6, 7 credible challengers for your women's world champions to extend their title reign X amount of days and make it meaningful. Seriously. They do, but they just don't want to. And that is probably what gets me more pissed off with WWE, more so sometimes at least, than AEW. You see, AEW, they want to give everyone equal opportunity. The problem is that Tony Khan just won't swallow his pride and ask for some help. WWE has the resources to do what they need to do. They just don't want to fucking do it. That's what gets me pissed off.
Yeah.
But listen,
I feel like it's a mixture of both. I feel like it's like lazy, like you said, but I mean, I feel like they are stalling because obviously, I mean, Rhea Ripley, her size, her look, just everything about her, she's so much more.
She doesn't need to be the champion, though.
No, I agree with that, but I'm saying to the naked eye, she should be holding the belt for forever because of just how dominant she is, right? But then obviously you can't, from a booking standpoint, that's not a good idea. So
because they didn't build up anyone else. They built up no one.
So then what do they do to ensure that Liv Morgan has, let's say like a 8-9 month title reign with the title?
She already has. She's approaching 200 days.
Yeah, let me finish. What I'm saying is the thought process in their mind is like, I don't even believe that shoulder injury for Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania was legit. I think that they made that up to
that was
stall
on Raw,
out.
not WrestleMania.
Sorry, after WrestleMania. I think that they had to come up with a reason to stall out in order to allow a window of opportunity so that Liv Morgan could carry on somewhat of a title reign and make her a believable champion and not just, Rhea Ripley got hurt here. It's got to go to somebody in the meantime, and then Rhea Ripley comes back and gets it right back. It makes the title look like shit. It makes Liv Morgan's title reign meaningless. So I feel like they were into WWE's creative is like, well, to make this believable, we got to stretch this thing out till Saturday night's main event, which all stars be aligned. Something, changes. Something changes come Saturday.
I'm hoping that something changes. Well, but as far as the Women's United States Championship Tournament Finals goes, we're both on Team Chelsea Green here. I just really hate.
She deserves it.
Yeah, I just really hate the fact that WWE, they like, listen, from a wrestling standpoint, the women's division is great, but from a challenger standpoint, from a credibility standpoint, how many legitimate credible figures do you see in that women's division, minus the usual Bayley, Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Bianca Belair?
So here's the thing, while we're on the subject, WWE's got to go with the name value for marketing and for ticket sales purposes. So the billing's got to be names on the card that people have heard of, faces that they can attach to the name on the billboard, right? So the problem is for the last 10 years, you've had 4 main females. You've got 4 main chicks, one who's no longer with the company, that's a problem. So to your point of failing to create new stars, so now that we're in a new regime, a new era, so to speak, this is coming into the new year. This show, of all shows, has the potential and the opportunity to kickstart some real new change, to get away from this old icky feeling, the old Vince McMahon run stuff. let's get some of these girls that have just been kind of dragged through the mud and kept on, this mid to lower card level on the back burner while we've been doing just countless Charlotte and Bayley and Becky Lynch matches for years and years and years. Michin, how long's she been around for? A grip. She's been drugged through the mud too, Let's get her in the scene. We're going to add 2 titles to the women's division. Let's get some of these names that have been around. I heard somebody the other night say on NXT Shotzi is back. I don't know if that's she's back on NXT. I thought she was on SmackDown. Anyways, my point being, let's get some of these girls in the mix and push to the main roster and start adding to the number of combinations we can stir around for these future pay-per-views, instead of just the same old 4 girls, and let's just change the gimmick from this and that one and change the title reigns every couple of weeks. And come on, man.
Listen, I have no problem with that, but if they don't have at least 3 to 4 challengers, credible challengers lined up for Chelsea Green, and this is another thing, who's gonna fight her? They haven't been building anyone else up through wins. This is what I mean. We need a ranking system. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. The ranking system fucking works.
A ranking system, and then one other aspect that I don't hear anybody ever talk about, and this is what I really miss about my childhood and wrestling. You really brought up a new star and made a new star when you had the people involved in the storyline, more than 2 people. You can't just have a good guy and a bad guy and then have them in countless different combinations of gimmick matches for 2 months leading up to the pay-per-view just to fight at the pay-per-view when we've already seen countless combinations for weeks. WWE is at its best and building new stars, in my opinion, when you have multiple storylines intertwining with each other. So you got 2 guys over here duking it out. Like when they brought in Bronson Reed to the Bloodline, it was like, who saw that coming? You know what I mean?
Listen.
Bronson Reed was on his trajectory for Seth Rollins, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boop.
Listen, that was fine for what it was, but dude, I'm telling you this right now, that Bloodline War Games just should have been Bloodline only minus Sami Zayn. You know who should have been in Bronson Reed's spot? The Rock. The fact that The Rock wasn't in War Games made War Games feel less than. And Punk, listen, got no problem with Punk. I got no problem with Punk, but at the end of the day, that should have been another Bloodline member. Hikuleo's been signed for months. He's supposedly been signed since June. They signed him from New Japan. Where the fuck is he?
I don't know. And all of a sudden, on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, my For You page has been getting flooded with all kinds of Zilla Fatu indie footage. So I'm like, does this mean he's about to show up on the scene? Or
Bloodline? Holy shit.
There's so many of them, bro. You could just stick any one of them in there. You know what I mean?
I know. The only non-Bloodline member that was allowed in that War Games match was Sami Zayn, based on the history. Outside of that, there should have been no one else.
Got to get it right, man. Sammy Uso.
There you go. But anyway, back to the women. Let's talk about Io Sky and Liv Morgan for a minute. I think we pretty much already touched base on the whole issue with Liv Morgan. The Rhea Ripley storyline has dragged on way too long. They've been feuding all fucking year. I honestly believe that this is probably the 3rd women minus Rhea Ripley that Liv Morgan's fought. Liv Morgan fought Becky Lynch 2 days after she won the title at King Queen of the Ring. Then she had one other title defense against Zelina Vega. Then her last 2 title defenses were against Rhea Ripley, and now she's fighting Io Sky. I'm not even bullshitting you, man. I'm fucking giving Io Sky the championship, and I'm doing Io and Ripley at WrestleMania. Fuck Liv Morgan.
Yeah, the problem with that.
Love my Jersey girls, but no, thank you.
I'm totally in agreement of that, except for I just wonder, because I know that Triple H really loves Io Sky, but I also know, Liv Morgan's been around for a long time. I mean, she's been around since do you remember she used to come out with Enzo and Cass?
No, that was Carmella.
Oh, that's right. That was
Liv
Carmella.
Morgan was in NXT at that time.
She was in NXT. Okay, got them confused. You're right. Thank you for jogging my memory. She was dating Enzo when they came out with Carmella.
Yes,
That's what
yes,
it was.
yes.
She was dating Enzo at the time. Okay.
How the fuck
She's
did
been
Enzo
around. I
come to
mean,
her?
well, very easy. He was Enzo.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like Enzo though, so.
I do, and I saw the tweet of Enzo and Cass over the weekend, last weekend, and I didn't realize it was for Big Cass getting married. I thought I got all excited, and my brain
Yeah,
just was about
congratulations to Big
William
Bill.
Morrissey, Big
Yeah,
Bill.
William Morrissey, man. He got married. Lexi Nair. He did good.
Yeah, yep. He's turned his life around, and we love to see that in pro wrestling.
Alcohol free and a beautiful wife. There you go.
Mm-hmm. So, but at first I thought Enzo and Cass getting back together, but obviously it was for the wedding. But
well, they're real life friends, so I mean they could do it at any time.
yeah. But back to Liv Morgan, she's been around a long time, so I can see Triple H giving her the Mania match too. I'm with you though. This thing has been dragged on. I put it on EO Sky too. However, whatever else is about to happen on Saturday night's main event, I don't know how much changing of the hands of how many title matches do we have? We've got this one. We've got
4.
Cody and KO. We've got what else? Oh,
we
the
got the
women's
triple threat match for the World Heavyweight title,
and then the women's US title match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's for 5 matches and then 4 of them being title matches. This Saturday night's main event is loaded.
I would have put one more match on the card, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think you mentioned recently on one of your podcasts, for whatever reason, Triple H just is booking these non-main PLEs, 5 matches only for whatever reason.
Listen, 5 matches for War Games is fine because you got 2 War Games matches. 5 matches for Money in the Bank, it's fine. You got 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches. But when it comes to pay-per-views that aren't like that, 6 or 7, that's a sweet spot. Like Crown Jewel had the right amount of matches, but holy shit, like half those matches had the wrong fucking outcome. And the whole concept of the Crown Jewel Championship, it's so fucking stupid. But that's that. But dude, I'm really hoping that EO Sky. If there's one title that needs to change hands, it's the women's world title. Give it to EO.
Yeah, I love EO too. She deserves it too.
Speaking of the World Heavyweight Championship, Balor, Gunther, and Priest. Now, if these guys get some time, I think this is going to be the match of the night. Now, Gunther, I love Gunther, but from October to November, his title range has felt off. Title range felt off, and I know why. It's because of the fact that 2 reasons. Number 1, the Crown Jewel Championship, fucking terrible concept. And that's number 1. And number 2, and again, this is the same issue that they have with all of their champions. This is WWE's biggest issue right here. The WWE's biggest issue is the fact that they never build up enough credible challengers for their champions. I miss the days of NXT Black and Gold where the whole fucking roster was fucking credible. I miss those fucking days, man. You did not find one jobber on that roster. You did not find one individual that felt less than on that NXT Black and Gold roster. Meanwhile, here on the main roster, you got the champions and you got no credible challengers whatsoever. So I was very, very sour on Gunther's title reign between October and November. But after the match with Damian Priest and then this match, it seems as though they're getting Gunther's title reign back on track, which I'm very, very happy about.
The fall is always that lull period where everything just comes to a grinding halt, for one, because we come out of SummerSlam and the summer's over and everybody's back to school and the weather's changing and football starts, and so then WWE starts booking accordingly and we all suffer for it.
More like slacking accordingly.
But December was usually always a month following the tail end of that dragging ass period from September, October on to Rumble season. So the fact that we're getting this show at least kickstarting things before the new year, as opposed to waiting till midway through January till we get Rumble season going. I'm excited about. I hope that they do this Saturday night's main event thing once a year. That'd be cool to do this. next month. Oh, they're already overexposing it. God damn them.
They're doing it a week before the Rumble.
Oh my God. See. Okay, that's fine.
Sorry.
They just take something that they make this feel. This is like hearkening back to my childhood. I'll never forget when I turned on the TV one night as a kid, and this Saturday night's main event is on the TV. Right. I cannot wait to see the look of the show with no pyro, with the dark dim lights, with just a couple of lights above the ring, like the basic little Tron screen with the wrestlers coming out. I can't wait for the corny little 8-bit video game music. I can't wait for Jesse Ventura's voice, and then it's going to feel so special, and then we're going to see it again next month, and it's going to be like having 5 Hell in a Cell matches during a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, man.
Oh my God. That was I think that was 5 Hell in a Cell matches within a 3-day period. That was during the pandemic, man.
Man, how did we make it through all that as wrestling fans? Because that was
2021. It was all 3.5 years ago.
We made it through the rain, boy. Whew.
Well, listen, this World Heavyweight Championship triple threat match, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Now, supposedly, according to the reports, Finn Balor is set for a sustained singles push in 2025. What does that mean? I don't know. Listen, you don't need to be swerving now. This isn't an AEW show.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Well, see, it seems as though you're a little bit more lively. I appreciate that. Listen.
Can you see this? Can you see this, buddy?
NXT Finn Balor. There you
It's
go.
my Demon Finn Balor NXT figure, bro.
Anyway, he's supposedly set for a sustained singles push in 2025. What does that mean? I don't know. But I don't think he's winning here, nor should he win here.
What?
He's not winning. He's not going to win. Why would he win?
I think
He's not losing that title until he at least peaks 400 days, unfortunately.
Well, here's the thing. They've been doing this thing with Gunther where he's been kind of not his usual self. And he's been a little melancholy on the mic. He's been a little more agitated. He's had a loss, I believe, recently. He's not been the Gunther that we've grown accustomed to the last couple of years dominating the main roster. And that being said, I just think if they are going to set up Finn for a push, this would be a great opportunity to start that in terms of, no one's expecting Gunther to lose the title at Saturday night's main event. Throwing Priest into this, because originally I thought it was just supposed to be Gunther versus Finn, but throwing Priest into the mix, I'm like, what if, these 3 guys all have history, so something chaotic is going to happen. Now, if, let's say you have Finn win via fuck finish, that's going to set a course for Gunther. That's going to make Finn, first of all, he's already got this ego about him in the Judgment Day, which is starting to rub everybody the wrong way. If he wins that title and they still got the tag titles, just think of what he's going to do and how he's going to treat everybody within his faction. His ego is going to get even bigger, which is going to be the catalyst for them to send him on his way. And then you've got Gunther's going to want his revenge. Priest is going to want his revenge. And then you've got multiple combinations of things you can do leading into WrestleMania. Gunther can always get that title back, no problem.
You're going to take it off of Finn and have him hold it for what, like 3-4 months, and then just give it right back to Gunther?
You could.
That's counterproductive, dude. That's flip-flopping the title. They flip-flop, dude. They flip-flopped how many fucking titles this year already? The tag team titles have switched hands like 5 times since WrestleMania.
The tag titles?
The WWE tag team titles. They started with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Then
Right.
DIY won them, and then the Bloodline won them, and then the Motor City Machine Guns won them, and then this past Friday, DIY won them
again. Yes.
I swear to God, you know what it reminds me of? This reminds me of back in 2014 to 2015, before the New Day had their record-breaking tag team title reign. Dude, I swear to God, the tag team titles changed hands every 2 fucking months. I dubbed it the 2-month streak. This was pre-DJ Storms, brother. And I swear to God, that's what it reminds me of. It's like they cannot fucking stick the titles on a team and just leave them on a team and have them run with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Braun Breaker and Jey Uso, they flip-flop the Intercontinental title. You're going to flip-flop the World Heavyweight title too?
Mm-hmm.
Flip-flop the titles left, right, and center. But it's storytelling. Suck my dick, you idiots.
Oh, well then. Why don't you tell us how you really feel, Mr. Storms?
Look, the only way that Gunther would be losing that championship before he peaks 400 days was if Chad Gable won Money in the Bank and then cashed in on Gunther at WrestleMania to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Why? Because the story would make sense. That's the only way that Gunther would be losing that title before he peaks 400 days. He's not losing.
I mean, I don't think anybody's expecting him to. I just think that if you don't, maybe the rumors of Finn Balor getting a push in 2025 that maybe they're referring to after Mania season, because
if that's the case, then fine.
Either start him now or maybe they're waiting until after Mania season. And if that's the case, that's fine. I'll wait. But
yeah.
I just know that at some point we're getting the return of the demon. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it coming.
No. I agree with that. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
And I am here for it because I feel like he never regained the confidence of Vince or anybody backstage once he had to relinquish the Universal title after he won it. And they tried to, I think, make amends for that by giving him that resurgence back down when they sent him back down to NXT as the Prince gimmick. And he's taken just subpar booking and cringe booking for years and made the most out of it. And I've been a big fan for a long time, so I really hope that that's my guy, man. That's my guy.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. This match came about pretty much out of nowhere. Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre. Now, this match pretty much came about because it was supposed to be Bronson Reed, but he broke his ankle because he's a fucking madman. He jumped off the fucking War Games cage.
Have you ever seen? I'm trying to think. Did Bam Bam Bigelow ever jump off of the top of a cage? I'm sure he did when he was wrestling like the death matches and shit in New Jersey and stuff when he wasn't in WWE and WCW. But I don't think I've ever seen like somebody like the size of Vader or Bam Bam Bigelow like do a splash off the top of a cage. Bronson Reed he's a different breed, man.
I had absolutely no idea. Now, as far as this goes, like I don't know, dude. I'm kind of. It's just not clicking. Like the reason that Drew McIntyre gave, it's just fucking stupid. If I'm gonna be quite honest here, I don't even know where Drew McIntyre is gonna go after this, or if they're really running with Sami Zayn. The only other place that Drew McIntyre could possibly fit in is if he goes up against Gunther for the World Heavyweight title at some point, because obviously you got Drew McIntyre that hasn't gotten his legitimate one-on-one rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship because he kept on getting fucked over by Punk. But now that feud's over, that's the only other place that I can see him going. And he's not going to win either. Drew, like, as much as I love Drew McIntyre, that man's never going to be a world champion again. They signed him. They sealed him. He's pretty much ball and chained there for life. He's going to be a big factor in a lot of plans, but he's never going to be a world champion again. He's not. There's no way they're gonna give that man the World Heavyweight Championship again when you got Gunther about to go on an absolute fucking tear, and Braun Breaker, for all we know, could be the guy to take the title off of Gunther if it's not Finn. So I don't know about you, but Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre by 2025. I think Drew's gonna start to feel a little bit stale.
They could actually move him down to the IC title picture at any point, really. I could see him getting a dominant IC title reign or something of that nature. He's such a beast, man. He's so good.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, Drew's definitely beating Sami Zayn. I think that we're pretty much on that playing field, correct?
I actually didn't realize that Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn was even on this card. I'm kind of surprised by that. However, I don't know. I just have my ideas are like kind of outside the box, I feel like a little bit. And oh man, I just have ideas in my head, but I'll wait to talk about them until we get to the main event because my idea kind of intertwines Sammy and Kevin Owens, obviously.
Well, as far as that goes, I mean, we got Cody and Owens in the main event. And again, another issue that I have, Cody Rhodes has not defended the championship since September.
Well, his reign hasn't really been that great, let's be honest.
Dude, after September, it went downhill. Like up until September, his reign was actually very good. Every match that he was putting on was a fucking banger. And then we get to Bad Blood, and you have Cody teaming with Roman Reigns. Why? Listen, the match was fine at Bad Blood. And then The Rock came in, and we haven't seen The Rock since. Like it should have been Roman versus Solo at Bad Blood. Should have been Roman versus Solo. If you needed to get Cody on the show, fuck it. Put him in there with Jacob Fatu and let him fucking tear the house down. Why is it that we're sitting here for Saturday nights? Why wasn't he on War Games? Why didn't Cody defend his title at War Games?
I think because he was at Crown Jewel.
But
and if
he
you
didn't
stick him
defend
at
his title
Crown Jewel
either.
Huh?
He didn't defend his title at Crown Jewel either. He won the Crown Jewel champion.
No, but he was there and he was in one of the main events. So I feel like then you show him at War Games a couple weeks later, and then Saturday night's main event a couple weeks later, and then Netflix debut a couple weeks later, and then Royal Rumble a couple weeks later.
Who gives a fuck? If he's gonna shit out bangers like he was doing with AJ and with Kevin Owens and the steel cage match with Soul Skull, who cares? We need our champion defending his title.
I hear what you're saying. I don't disagree with you, but I also don't want to see Cody Rhodes every 3 weeks hogging on the main event spotlight either.
I'm not even gonna bullshit you. Kevin Owens should win this.
I'm so glad you said that.
I'm not even bullshitting you. I'm not even entertaining. Fuck Roman versus Cody again. Fuck Roman versus Cody versus Rock. Fuck it.
Because here's the thing. We saw the video yesterday of Triple H for one night only. You know, bestowing the case to Cody, and he opens it and goes, oh.
Yeah.
And the golden light just shines on the golden goose, right? And it's just like, oh, I'm like, if I've never seen a more the only other more perfect photo op I've ever seen was after Trump's assassination attempt, and he's got the blood trickling down his face, and he's like this.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, that's going to win. That photo alone is going to win him the election. And
you do realize that that's going to be in history books in about 3 decades, right?
Yeah, for sure. I knew it was historical as soon as they showed that meme of it immediately.
With the flag in the background and everything.
Bro, it was like it was made.
You could not get any better.
You couldn't write it any better, right? So I feel like when I saw that visual of Cody opening the briefcase, it was like, oh
my god.
As corny as it was, I was like, I mean, it was the same feeling I got with the Trump photo op. I was like, oh, I mean. So here's the thing. So what's he gonna do if this is the long-awaited return of the Winged Eagle?
Yeah,
he's gonna come out wearing it. Is he gonna wait to the end of the match to debut it, which means he's gonna win? Or what if we do like some other people in the IWC have already mentioned? How awesome would it be if he comes out with that thing? Because what's he going to do? Beat Kevin Owens and then walk out with it? And then, well, that was okay. That was cool.
Probably.
Right? And then he holds up the Winged Eagle and everybody's like, yeah, how about if he loses it and Kevin Owens does the same shit he did when he debuted on Raw and stomped on John Cena's US title? And he just stomps on the Winged Eagle and wins the World Heavyweight Championship.
I think that would be fucking amazing.
Right? And then because he did the little interview with Michael Cole in the car the other day, and he's talking about going after Cody Rhodes, and Michael Cole goes, to be fair, Kevin Owens, I mean, your best friend Sami Zayn also did the unthinkable and helped the bloodline. And he said, oh, trust me, I'll get to Sami Zayn when the time comes. I mean, they're going to be on the same show on Saturday.
So you're telling me that we're building towards Owens versus Zayn for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania?
I don't know if I'm saying that. I just think that if you really, this is strictly in the moment, short term thinking. I haven't thought past like the Netflix debut in this scenario, but just because we've been, months and months during the fall football season of just fucking low ratings, dragging ass TV on wrestling, to shake things up and to just snap everybody out of their like winter slumber. I just think to do the unexpected and have KO win the title, do something dastardly like old school heel KO, and just to like, disrespect the Winged Eagle, stomp on it or something to piss everybody in New York, Madison Square Garden off. Oh,
well,
bro, the heat he would get.
Coliseum in Long Island.
Oh, it's Nassau. It's not. Sorry, I thought it was. For some reason, I thought it was Madison Square Garden.
No, Nassau. They sold like 14,000.
It's New York anyway, so it's gonna feel like old school vintage WWE TV. And how perfect would it be? I mean, there's, you could do the other thing, and how everybody is speculating. I think that Randy Orton's going to show up and have something to do in this. So
yeah,
that's probably the route they're going to go.
Who's going to retain? There's two matches that he could have at WrestleMania, and neither of them involve Roman or Rock. It's either Cody versus Orton or Cody versus Punk. If anything, I would prefer Cody versus Punk, with Punk winning, but yeah, it's just me.
At Mania?
Yeah, at Mania.
Yeah.
That's just
I've been thinking that the way I've been interpreting what I'm seeing on my television is long-term vision for WrestleMania. I feel like they're going to go for Rhodes Punk is what I'm thinking. But
yeah, because supposedly Rollins and Punk is slated for Raw on Netflix.
Yeah, and I agree with that as well. The window of opportunity originally slated for Mania this year obviously didn't work out, and sometimes I think if you try to hold off and force something for a specific time or a specific show, the build to it a lot of the time comes off as very unnatural and very forced, and I don't want that for a Punk Rollins feud. And with what's been happening organically these last number of weeks, I feel like the Netflix debut is probably the right time to do Punk and Rollins, because that shit's been building since before Mania, before Punk got injured. So
yeah, so we'll keep our eyes on that. But I don't know. Did you have a final prediction? Is it Cody or is it Owens? Like, I haven't made my final prediction yet.
Oh, it's hard because I'm with you. I want KO to win. I just something to shake things up and make it different.
KO, but I think I'm just gonna stick with him just to see what happens.
I just feel like when Cody opened the case though, and you see the gold rays come out, and it was like that photo op. I'm like, that they probably just told us all who's winning without telling us who's winning. You know what I mean? But
yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it is what it is. I know why they're doing it, and God bless Cody. Like, I'm happy for the guy. So if he wins, I think I'm expecting it, so I won't be mad. But
yeah, I'm happy for him too. I just wish that they would give him more credible challengers. That's all.
I agree. I think I'm going for KO though.
All right, yeah, I'll probably go for KO too. That was a quick one. One, I would say, and we got through that very quickly. And it was, even though we're both kind of under the weather a bit, I'd say that was a pretty damn good fucking stream, if I do say so myself.
Thank you, sir. That felt like we've been talking for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
We go through a lot. We go through a lot in a quick amount of time. We go nearly 60 minutes, feels like 10. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of The Rundown. I'd like to thank each and every single one of you for tuning on in to this wonderful fucking stream, and I hope that you guys are having a great holiday season. I'm thinking about doing something for Ring of Honor Final Battle and World's End. I'm thinking about bringing back Billy Ann Wolf for the rundown for World's End. Gotta shout out her. She's actually pretty awesome. She's doing her thing up in New York with the Dynasty over there, and may do something for Ring of Honor as well. I wish I could have gone to Hammerstein, but unfortunately I got some shit going on that weekend is actually my sister's 17th birthday, so happy birthday to my sister Gabby. But hopefully they will be coming back to Hammerstein sooner rather than later, because I actually want to experience Hammerstein. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you. That is all I got. HooliGrim, one more time, thank you very much for stopping on by. Where can everyone find you on social media?
On Twitter, and now known as X, at HooliGrim, like how you see right there below.
And by the way, you guys haven't already done so, get your DJ Storms merch in time for Christmas. Go check out the wonderful fucking Christmas cover. I'm sure that a lot of people have already checked it out, and I know exactly what everyone wants for Christmas. So if you want to find out what I know, yeah, exactly. You just got to go and just go and watch the video and give me your feedback. But like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links in the description. He's HooliGrim. I'm DJ Storms. This has been The Rundown, and I will catch you guys tweeting live for Saturday night's main event.
Retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution!